What's up guys, my name is Patrick, I'm FIFA coach here at the Gamers Academy, and in this tutorial I'm gonna explain you the 3 most effective skill moves that I'm using to outplay the opponent's defense. Let's go. Yeah guys, so now we are in the arena and I'm showing you the first one of the most effective skill moves in FIFA 22. Last year it was also very overpowered, and also like this year, to perform the skill you need a 5-star skiller. So like Mbappe or Neymar. And the skill that I'm talking about is the reverse Elastico or the normal Elastico after pressing L1. So I name it L1 Elasticos. So the first step in game, it looks like this. And the first step is that if you're pressing L1, your player in game is every time facing towards the goal. So you see it? In every direction if I'm running, if I'm pressing L1, your player will stand still and face into the direction of the goal and into the direction of the goalkeeper. It doesn't matter in which direction I'm running. If I'm pressing L1, he's turning around and is standing still. And then you can perform every skill move much faster. So if I'm running and doing the Elastico, it's slower and you have not so much control instead of doing it when you're standing still. And that's why it's so OP. So first step, just the turns with L1. And you can spam it all the time. Yeah, if you spam R1, he's doing the bridge. But if you're pressing L1, you can do it as long as you want. He's just standing still. So you can also, if you're running, you can spam it until he's standing still and then perform the Elastico. And next step, if you're standing still, how to do the Elastico. So if your player is facing toward the goal, every time your player is running into this direction, or in the direction your player is running, you're doing a 100 degrees turn downwards from right to left if you want to perform the normal Elastico. So like you see in the controller, from right to left downwards, or the reverse Elastico from left to right. Standing still, right to left, or left to right, and then you're doing the Elastico. And in the box, it's very, very hard to defend, and you can control the direction. If you're standing still, you can decide if you want to go right, or if you want to go to the left. It's up to you, and the skill is very fast and hard to defend. Sometimes you get a penalty, sometimes you get a free kick, and sometimes you're through on goal. And that's why I would suggest to learn the skill, because it's very fast, very unpredictable, and very hard to defend. So if you're in the box, just L1 Elastico, L1 Elastico. And yeah, the hard part in the skill is not to perform it. It's hard if you're in game, you have to learn in which direction your player is facing. So if you're running, for example, here to the right, then you have to perform it on the stick, yeah? So downwards, right to left, or left to right. And also here. So now you don't perform it like this, because then you're doing a roulette. You perform it in this direction if you're in this direction, but if you're in this direction, then you have to go from right to left or left to right. Also, if you go in this direction, then you perform it like this. And that's the hard part, to actually have in mind, okay, how do I have to control the right stick, or to move the right stick, and in which direction am I facing? But if you're pressing L1, your player is every time facing towards the goal, and then 100 degrees turn from right to left or from left to right, and that helps so much to outplay your opponent's defense. Yeah guys, so the next skill that I'm gonna explain you is the Makoti Cancel. The first thing that you have to know is how to do a Makoti spin. You need a 5-star skiller for it to perform the skill move, and that's how it works. So first of all, you have to learn how the Makoti spin works. Very easy. In the direction your player is running, you are flicking the stick forward. So into this direction, or into this direction, or into this direction. Yeah, every time your player is running, you're flicking the stick forward one time, okay? And then you're deciding to do the Makoti spin to the left or to the right. So you're flicking the stick forward left, he's doing it to the left. If you're flicking it forward right, he's doing the Makiti spin to the right side. And the most important thing is just every time the direction you're facing. So if you're running into this direction, you're doing the Makiti spin here forward right or forward left. And that's the same scenario here. You're going to the right side, then first time right and down or right and up to do the Makiti spin. But the most important thing is every time in the direction your player is running forward left or forward right. And then you're performing the Makiti spin. After you mastered the normal Makiti spin, then you can learn to do the Makoti Cancel. So the most important thing that you have to know is when you want to cancel a skill, you have to be very fast, and you canceling all skills with L2 and R2 by pressing the L2 R2 button at the same time after performing the skill. But what you also have to know is you have to decide the exit direction of the skill with the left stick. So you're doing the Makoti Cancel. There are two forms of it. One of them is to the back, and the other one is to the right or to the left. So you're doing the Makoti spin, then you cancel it with L2 R2. After you're performing the skill, directly you're pressing L2 R2 and moving the stick into the direction where you want to exit the skill. So if I want to go backwards, then I'm doing the Makoti Cancel. I'm doing the Makoti spin, cancel it, and then with the left stick, like you see in the controller, I'm going to the back. If you want to go to the right, then you're making a Makoti spin to the right, cancel it, and go with the left stick to the right side. If you want to make a Makoti Cancel to the left, then you're gonna do a Makoti spin to the left side, directly cancel it with L2 R2, and moving the left stick to the left side. So it's not very hard, but the hard part is to keep in mind how your player is running. So if you're going to this direction, then you have to do a Makoti spin, cancel it to the right, or Makoti spin and doing it to the back. That's the hard part, to learn, okay, in which direction my player is facing. But if you manage to do it and you know how to do Makoti spin into all directions, then you can cancel it into every direction. So you're running straight forward, Makoti spin, L2 R2, and at the same time the left stick to the back. So Makoti spin, L2 R2, and the left stick to the back. So you're doing the Makoti Cancel to the back. If you want to go left or right, you have to go Makoti spin right, cancel to the right side by pressing L2 R2 and moving the left stick to the right side, or to the left, Makoti left, L2 R2, left stick to the left side. And that's how you do the Makoti Cancel into all direction. And that's very helpful because if you're in the box or want to change the sides, that's the quickest way to change the sides or to do a quick turn in the box and then shoot. The last skill that I'm going to show you is the shot cancel. One of the most effective skill moves in the box. You can do it with every player. You don't have to learn hard movements with the right stick. You just have to press the shooting button and cancel the shot like you're doing with the Makoti spin. So you're just shooting, pressing L2 and R2, and like you see, the goalkeeper is going away and also the defenders sometimes. So you're just shooting, pressing L2, R2, and the most important thing is, again, that you're deciding the direction you want to exit. So if I'm doing a shot and then cancelled with L2, R2 and just moving into direction, then he's straight going forward. If I'm cancelling a shot and when you look at my left stick and do nothing, then he's just standing still. And what we want in the box is to be to do very quick turns, you see, like this, to outplay the opponent's defense and also the auto blocks. And that's very, very effective. And you don't need 5-star skillers, you can do it with every striker, with every player. If you're in the box, just shoot, cancel it with L to R2, and then go into the other direction with the left stick. And that's the most important thing. So like you see here, if I'm going straight forward and canceling the shot, he's just going, but we don't want this animation. We want to get into the other directions every time. So if you're here, shot and left stick into the other direction by pressing L to R2. Shot, very fast L to R2, and if you're pressing L to R2, you're going with the left stick into the other direction to perform the shot cancel and outplay the opponent's defense, auto blocks, and automatically dives from the keeper, like you see here. For example, like you see here against Neuer. You see, very quick turns in the box, very, very helpful. And yeah, and we want the animation to the other side. So if you're facing with your striker into this direction, shot, cancel it with L2 and R2, and then left stick into the other direction. Look how fast the player is. And that's every time, and that's how to play the opponent's goalkeepers, the opponent's defense, the auto blocks. It's very effective, and you don't need 5-star skills for it. You don't need the right stick for it. For example, for players who don't use skill moves, who just passing around the box. But that's very helpful if you're here, for example, other direction, and score the goal. And in game, it's very, very effective. One of the most effective skills in the game to outplay the opponent's defense and auto blocks.